All right, the new stream should be back. Or should be coming up. You see it? Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get back into it. There we go. Oh, thanks. That's you, huh? Oh, I'll tell you, man. All right, I wanted to do a echolocator on this planet. No harmonies detected in current system. Yeah, got bumped. Yeah, had the game crash again, man. I don't know what's going on there. Every now and then, I try to get you. Oh, I got an AI fragment. Let's try that. I have to go to a new system. Yep. It's always like really close by too, which is funny because looking for these damn systems seems like it takes forever to find one, you know? Especially if you're looking for like a pirate one or something. Oh my god. Yep. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go about it. Who was asking about the oxygen today? Was that Zarkan in the Discord? I think it was him. Yeah. That's my toughest thing with doing this Nomad run is not having an oxygen base. All right, away we go. Yeah, that is the way to go. I mean, it doesn't make you as much money as it used to, but chlorine and oxygen, whew, it's no lose. Like I've got a base that has that will hold at any time 10,000 oxygen in it. So, like when I'm doing videos and stuff, and I'm uploading and making the thumbnails and all that, I'll just sit at that base and process tons of chlorine. Oh, this one's not too shabby looking. No, yeah, it's an area, yeah. And if you use the wire glitch, you can get around that. You can just sit there and line them up, you know, like if you really want to do some mass producing, like you get a mold base or something like that, and you really just want to crank that crap out, that's how you do it. This one's not bad, it's a little B class. Let's see what she looks like. Alright, gotta compare, come on. I probably have to. Yeah, I gotta swap. Let me bring something else down. I can't get rid of Stiletto. That was my first good ship on this save. That'll be the last one to get rid of. I guess it's America's turn. Yeah. Hey, Comet, what's going on, bud? Yeah, not too shabby, huh? Doing good, all right. I got another spike over here. You missed all the fun. We built these chairs on these planets that will launch you from one planet to the next using thermal power. It does ruin your britches, but yeah, I can show you. Yeah, I've had that work before too. It's kind of neat how you can get your ship underwater like that. See another B class. Slightly nicer because it's a 38 as opposed to a 37. All right, you still in that system, Andre? All right, I'm gonna show up real quick. Comet wanted to see what we were doing. That cloak is almost ready for you, Hobbit. That little get cloak. What the hell? I think it's screwed up. Yeah, little Christopher is playing Red Dead Redemption this weekend. Second one. Had to teach him some basic tactics in combat because he was just being a goofball. Why is it automatically launching me? This is so weird. Okay, now I'm coming to you. Star Wars Squadrons and Injustice. How do you like them? I've been wanting that new Star Wars game, that Survivor, but I'll wait a little bit on that. I hear that really had a horrible launch on PC, at least. I don't think it's doing that well on either Xbox or PlayStation either, from my understanding. Like a lot of performance problems. Yeah, it's really gotten bad lately. This year's been particularly rough, I think. I know, like, what was that one that was like Monster Hunter World? God, I can't remember, but there was one like that that had problems. You had, I guess Redfall came out today, and that thing's being ripped to shreds. People aren't liking that on the Xbox. I was saying it only released with a 30 FPS, and it's real glitchy and problematic. It's annoying because I do a lot of pre-ordering. Like if I have a franchise or something I really want, and I've seen enough info on it, I'll pre-order it. I'm like, you know what? I like having it. You can't buy it. You're super cheap when it comes to games. Yeah, you're super smart too, bro. You are super smart. But I'll do a lot of the pre-ordering. And, oh yeah, I'll play Fallen Order first. I got that one now. That's one thing about doing a channel, though. I used to be somebody that would buy them later and all that, but doing a channel, sometimes you want to get on top of these right when they come out. Get the maximum exposure. Oh, streaming Fallen Order? You know, we will be streaming soon. We will be streaming some Dead Island 2 soon. I'll tell you, out of all the zombie games I've played in my life, that one's got to be just the most raw, stupid fun. It is on the current gen. I think it's on last gen, too. I am on the planet. You can, if you have to go somewhere now. I was wanted to show Comet to jump from one system to another. So I just didn't know if I could travel to you or if I'd have to look for something, but we got it. Yeah, I do recommend that game. I'm not going to stream it until Hobbit and I both have beaten the game, so we can just go around with like high-end weapons and builds and experiment around with builds and just try to make the most awful kills you can. That's part of the fun of it, is like just chopping someone's leg off and then watching them crawl toward you. No, no, no. Setting them on fire, electrocuting them. The poison is the best, though. It like melts their skin off. It's horrifying. There we go. I think I see my launcher from here. Yeah, I got Fallen Order really super cheap. It was on the PlayStation Plus program for free. So I was really happy with that one because I've been wanting to try it. Yeah, Dying Light 2 is definitely a more involved game and probably better structurally than Dead Island 2, but it's not nearly as fun, at least for me. All right, Comet, you ready to watch this? This is, whoop, whoop, let me let this one happen first. There we go. See, all you gotta do is sit down and wait. Did you beat Fallen Order yet, gameplay? Here we go, here we go. Woohoo! See, what'll happen is the planets are so close together. Yeah, Rocket Man. I was asking if you beat Fallen Order. Now, as we switch, we're going to flip over as we hit this other planet's gravitational system, and there we go. That's probably the fastest way to make it from one planet to the other. Oh, you haven't even downloaded it yet. Oh, you're as bad as me. I got a ton of games I need to just get through. Damn, can't beat that. $5 for a game of that caliber. I played an hour of it maybe just to kind of get a feel for it, and I was like, yeah, I like this. Stranded Deep. Hobbit played a lot of Stranded Deep. I never got into it. I tried it a little bit and wasn't a big fan of it. The Hobbit, he's put in some time on Stranded Deep. I want that Sons of the Forest. That looks crazy. Dying Light 2 was $22. Wow. That's pretty cheap. It only came out a year ago. So I thought Stranded Deep did give you the option to be multiplayer. Or are you talking about the... No, yeah, it's got to be Stranded Deep, yeah. Yeah, Hobbit says it did give you the option to be multiplayer. Did it do cross-platform? No cross-platform. Oh, it's real buggy. Okay. Yeah, buggy multiplayer. It's not good. We've been there. Uh-oh. I can't see. I never played Raft. Isn't that game where you build like a city on a raft and like it's a survival game? Titanfall 2, never mess with that one either. Heard a lot about it. And made it. Huh. So this construction right here is enough to get out of the storm. I love it. Raft. I've played some Far Cry 5, yep. Yeah, that raft one sounded cool. All right, well, we're out of here again. Stay with us, Hobbit. Don't go to the light. I got like grown-up hours at work now. 10 years. Oh, okay. Yeah. So they're going to give you five 8-hour shifts. You're getting 4 10s. Nice. There's a ton of good PS2 games, man. That was probably one of the best generations for the PlayStation. You had classic Resident Evil games on that. You had, I think there was good Silent Hill. Yeah, it's just tons of good stuff. And people keep speculating about a Pro now, a PlayStation 5 Pro, and then a Slim model and all. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, but I get aggravated because you see these people like, oh, confirmed. And then you go on there, it's just speculation. It's like, come on, you jackass. You're not confirmed anything. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, gaming journalism is the worst. These guys are just garbage for the most part. Yeah, I had a 2 Slim, man. It was good times. Yeah, I think Kotaku is one of the worst of the journalism, of the gaming journalism guys. Kotaku and what's that other one? Gamer? The Gamer? Ugh. They're horrible. What's Thick Voice? Ah, okay, so you got the original. Yeah. I think other than the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 3 was the weirdest looking one. I was not a fan of the design of that one, and I'm not really a fan of the design of the 5. Although the plates are super easy to take off, which is nice. I can vacuum out dust, real easy. Huh. Yeah, a lot of good memories with the 3. The 4 was great. The 4 Pro was even better. Yeah. That's really what kind of won the war between Blu-ray and HD DVDs. Remember that when they were both out there? And I think it was kind of like that. PlayStation helped win that. I believe so, yeah. And Sony just kind of steamrolled them. You think the new PS is ugly? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a fan of that or the Xbox. The Xbox looks like a little square garbage can. The PlayStation 1 looks like some weird prop. It's just weird looking. Oh, anybody want a big Sentinel ship? Oh, this is a new system I just got to. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my 5th. A-class. I love my PS price too. I got it for a steal. You stole it? Oh, what were you saying, Titus? There you go. All right, brother. Good to see you. We'll see you next week. Be doing some hardcore mode next week. So if you want to join in, make a character up. We'll have some fun with that. All right, bud. Bye. $80. Yeah, that's a hell of a deal. Yeah, I got mine when it was pretty much brand new too. I think that was Gran Turismo. Was it 5 on that one? I think Gran Turismo. No, can't remember which one was on that, but I had a lot of fun on Gran Turismo on that PlayStation 3. There's something weird about the games though that made them really hard to. Like, you still can't play them on a PlayStation 4 or 5. You can only stream them. They've managed to go back and adapt the old 1s and 2s so that you can play them, but 3s for some reason it's not working. Yeah, Need for Speed was always great. Hey, Hobbit, he's sleeping. Hobbit, hey man, go get some rest, bro. Downhill domination. All right, man, get some rest. Yep. I'll see you, bro. Yeah, they worked him hard today. He started his new job today, so. Yeah, this is a crazy planet. Look at this place. Water, lightning, and mist. All right, let's see if we can get a ship here. It's in another system.
Extreme night temperature detected.
Oh, you started back today after 6 months. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah, it's got to be rough, man. It's hard enough for me after 2 days off. I just want the dissonance spike. Where am I going? Oh no, it's giving me one in this system, just on a different planet. Okay. I misread that. Ah, okay. So you got on like a disability or something, got injured? That's a bitch. Amazing how quick a simple injury can change your life. Yeah, especially the back. Yep. That'll freaking do it. Second time, too. Hey, hey.
Extreme hazard planet. Technology prepared.
Yeah, when's your CT scan scheduled? You're a mechanic by trade, too. Oh, yeah, you need your back big time.
Protection falling.
Well, this is the last ship I have that's not a Sentinel ship. Can never be a mechanic, why not? Goodbye, Stiletto. Nine months to get. Oh, God. That's crazy.
Extreme temperature detected.
You can't, well, then you end up paying out of pocket. I was going to say, you can't come to the States and get one done, but then you're paying out of pocket. Yeah, that's the problem with free healthcare. I know. Government healthcare, it sounds great on paper and all that, but my God, I hear a lot of stories like that. We got a lot of people that come to our cath lab for their hearts from Canada and stuff like that because they just can't get in to get the procedures done that they need to get done, you know? And that's annoying. They keep pulling for free healthcare here in the States, or government healthcare, I should say. It's not free, of course, but you just can't do it. Not with the amount of people we have, and the burden it would put on the taxpayer would be just insane. And then you have the government deciding whether or not you need something done and if you're going to be worthwhile to fix. I don't like that. It's like, yeah. Yeah, my brother-in-law's from Canada, and, he's big on the free healthcare, but he admits the issues that it has, too. He's like, yeah, it's, ain't the best thing in the world in that regard. It sucks. Whoa. Lost some serious frame rate there. Something to do with this thing, huh? This is being really wonky. Oh, come on. All right, let's get this done. Yeah, Hobbit's been working in the restaurant business for a while. That's where I met him years ago. And I was trying to get him into the hospital. I was like, work in the cafeteria and then figure out something else once you're in there, if you want. I said, but at least you can get a foot in the door, get yourself some good insurance, and a lot better hours than you have working at like a Chili's or something. One guy was waiting to get in to check for cancer and died before he got diagnosed, and they said, yep, it was cancer. Oh, God. That's unacceptable. It's bad enough here in the States that you have basically Medicare and your insurance companies dictating medicine as opposed to the doctors. It's the insurance companies and Medicare that's in charge. If you just make it fully government in charge, it's going to be even worse. I mean, we don't have a great system here, but ever since all the hospitals, they take over everything, and they're all designed to profit. Even if they're not for profit, they still look to profit. And the markup on stuff is amazing. Holy cow. And just the sheer price of things is sick. A single stent for a heart is in the tens of thousands. These pacemakers and all that, they're crazy money. Yep, cancer's tough, man. Cancer's tough. I had a heart attack take one of my grandparents. A stroke took the other one, basically. Third one was dementia, and the fourth one, he lived to be 94. He was like, Jimmy, I'm old. Like, yeah, I get it. Had to throw out millions in gear because it was no good that it came from China. So what kind of gear was it that, like, for auto parts and stuff, mechanical parts or whatever? That's insane. What's really crazy is that we're so beholden to China here in America with like the pharmaceuticals that we get, a lot of it's manufactured over there. All the masks we were buying were coming from China, and I'm like, that's where COVID originated, guys. Medical warehouse. Yeah, exactly, bro. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I almost lost my job because I wouldn't get the vaccine. I had to jump through hoops and fight my ass off to keep my job. Okay, medical warehouse. Yeah, Comet, you're young, but you're not young enough to not know better, man. The government, I'll tell you, I don't trust it. Never have. Personal PPEs, yeah, all under grade. Great. There's such a shortage of that stuff. What cracked me up was like the whole cloth mask thing. And like, I'm a very logical person, right? And when they're forcing you to wear masks or cover your face with a bandana or something like that to prevent transmission of the worst virus in the history of the world, you know, according to the news and the government and all that, I'm like, if it's that bad of a virus, you think a dollar store bandana is going to stop it? I mean, I'm like, are you kidding me, guys? This is ridiculous. I work in a hospital. I know the mask we put on is just for droplets. It keeps us from accidentally infecting a patient. It's not there for viral transmission. We have different masks for that. Craziness. And the great toilet paper scare of 2020. It's a respiratory virus. Buy all the toilet paper because, you know. Absolutely bonkers, as they say over the pond. Costco's were emptied. Yeah, everything was emptied, man. It was insane. People claim they can't breathe, you have asthma, and masks don't affect you. Yeah, I mean, you know, the arguments on both sides are ridiculous. But if you look at it logically, and you can see through both sides of the argument. But to me, I was always like, you know what? I was like, I'll take my chances on catching this virus that I never caught, even though I was surrounded by people that had it. At work, at home, my parents got it, my girlfriend and her kids got it. Everybody got it around me. I never got it, you know. And the worst exposure I had, the health department contacted me because I had to quarantine for 14 days and then test for it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I got to stay home for 14 days just because somebody that shares an office with me got it? You know, I've got no signs of it and all that. So I did, you know, I quarantined. They were paying us at the time, thank God. Otherwise, I'd have been livid. And I got a laptop so I could at least work from home some, but never got it. And but the health department was calling me. They're like, well, who else have you been in contact with? And I'm like, oh, I don't need to tell you that. Well, yeah, you do. We need to track all this and blah, blah, blah. I go, well, I'm not telling you anything. I'm not telling you who I've been in contact with, where I've been, or anything like that. I was like, you're the freaking health department. You got no business in my life. You know, I don't I don't have it, you know, whatever. So, but they called like 3 or 4 times, and I finally told them to F off. I was like, if you really want this info, you know, you're going to have to come to my door with some cops and all that and beat it out of me because I'm not going to give you any information. I'm not going to play this game. I've always been a bit of a hater on the government and all that crap. You could be symptomatic, to be fair. Asymptomatic. Yeah, I could have been asymptomatic. Who knows? You had it, but it was nothing. You had colds that were worse. Yeah. So, and that's the thing. It varied so much with different people I know that caught it. Some people got really, really sick. Some people it was just like a flu, in and out in a week. Other people it was very light and nothing. So who the hell knows? My mom was convinced I was immune to it because I never got it when everyone else got it. She's like, you ought to get tested to see if you have the antibodies or something. Maybe you're immune and they can use your blood. And I said, yeah, if I'm immune, I was like, I'll wake up on a table with Dr. Fauci standing over me draining my blood out. It's like, I am not going to anybody with this. Well, Comet, you and I didn't know anything about it, but everybody knew about it. The government knew about it. They funded it and made it. They knew it came from a lab and not from a wet market. They had a vaccine ready in no time, right? I said they've been working on it for years when the virus didn't exist before then. It was a lot of BS. They played us hard. Yeah, when the tech companies started silencing everybody that spoke against it, even doctors and virologists and all that, is when I knew that, I was like, yeah, they're really, it's just, to me, it felt like an opportunity for the government to see how much control they could get over their people with all these mandates and all that. And I was like, I don't want any part of this, Your wife worked at an old age home and they got it in there. 95% went through it. I got through COVID. Still listed their deaths as COVID. Yeah, that happened a lot. So a lot of people died with COVID that didn't die from COVID. And that's what was really frustrating, is grossly elevated numbers. And I remember in the beginning, Fauci said it was going to be 15 million dead or something like that. Wasn't even close, but boy, they tried. People get in a motorcycle wreck and they die, from their injuries. But if they had COVID in their system, they died of COVID. It was really insane. Yeah, it was very frustrating. I don't like being made a fool of, by my government or anybody. And that's what I felt like it was. It's just kind of like, oh, you're too dumb to know any better, Like, no, I'm not. As soon as I heard about the wet market thing, I was like, no, it didn't come from a wet market. There was a lab right down the road. I'm like, that's where it came from. It came from that lab. No, it didn't. It came from the wet market. I'm like, no, it came from the lab. That whole wet market thing, that was the plot of the movie Contagion. I'm like, you guys are just, you're using that movie as a blueprint for this, and that's not cool. I've seen that movie. I know how that movie goes. Yeah, it was a farce. I mean, I'm sure there were little bits of truth in things, but for the most part, it was very much manipulation, mind control, and all that. Yep, a lot of fear mongering. No better way to control people than through fear. I always said the government, being involved with the government's like being in an abusive relationship. Because they, like exactly what happened there is what an abusive relationship will do to you. They try to separate you from your friends and family and, make you dependent on them. They wanted to offer everybody money, $1,000 or whatever they said for, oh, it was crazy. Yeah. Government building called COVID Research Center. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame what happened. I feel bad for the people that had to spend their last year of their life in that lockdown and all that, like the older people who died alone, couldn't see their families, people who had to bury their mother and father and couldn't even attend the funeral. It's disgusting. All right, Comet. We'll see you, Bubba. Yeah, that's why I want to move to the mountains. Get away from everything. You know what? I wonder if I can put this in my... Put this ship in my squadron, maybe. See what's in this system. I do like this backpack that they introduced, but man, is it huge. More self-reliant with your gardens. Yeah, that's one of my goals, man. Get out, move to the mountains, get some chickens, go to a place, like we're looking at Montana. That's my goal. So I can go once or twice a year and take down an elk. Go get it butchered up and get the meat all preserved, do a little canning, and just be somewhat self-reliant. Get away from all the processed stuff in the stores, all the hormone-fed beef and all that crap. That's what makes us sick. And I'm sounding like a lunatic now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they could have cured that 20, 30 years ago, probably. But there's no money in a cure. But a monthly pill or something like that? Yep. Oh, yeah, Montana's gorgeous. I've been there twice. Fell in love with it. All right, you are now one of my pilots, bro. Yeah, between the mountains and the rivers, I did whitewater rafting, horseback riding in the mountains. Oh, just utterly so peaceful. I never felt such a peace in my life when I was somewhere. Everybody's like, oh, it's cold though. You're going to hate winter. I'm like, man, I've lived in Florida for 50 years and it is so hot down here. Hot, humid. I will gladly take the cold. It'll suck at first, but you just dress the opposite of you do in Florida and you'll be all right. Yeah, living off grid would be ideal. I don't know if I could ever pull that off, but at least somewhat off the grid. Not completely relying on everything. Yep. Yeah, our chief cardiologist, he invited me to go up there a couple years back, and I went up and visited with him and his wife, and that was the place, man. Around Bozeman area. I have a feeling he's going to be retiring in a year or two. And I don't blame him. If I had his house up there, it would be real hard to get me back to Florida. Mountain Man, huh? Yeah, that Yellowstone takes place in Montana too, that show. Although I don't think it's filmed there completely. I think some of it's filmed in, where'd they say? Idaho, I think, or something like that. But it supposedly takes place in the Bozeman area, which is really cool. $12.9 and $3. Professor Cynical, welcome back. How you doing, buddy? What's the good word today? What were you thinking of this morning? Close to Alberta? Yeah. Yeah, it's close to the border of Wyoming, too, because we did a day trip and went over to Wyoming when I was up there. Another time I went over to Glacial National Park, which was further west, and that was a hell of a trip, man. Getting up in those mountains was insane. Well, I always appreciate you stopping by, man. I always look forward to your content, too. What do you think of this latest update? I'm enjoying it, but I keep hoping we see those souped up bases, those souped up star or space stations soon. Those things are really sharp looking. Keep my eyes open for that. Yeah, we'll take an A class, no problem. So next week we're looking to do maybe start up a hardcore run to get to the center of the galaxy. I think that's like the only trophy I don't have is the ones involved with getting to the center of the galaxy on a hardcore permadeath run. So I'm going to set all the settings for the hardest settings and make our way to the center of the universe. And anyone who wants to join is welcome to join in. So that'll extend to you too as well, my friend. Haven't really done too much of the hardcore stuff, and it should be fun. Especially if Hobbit dies as often as he does. We tried that once before back on, I think we were doing it on Twitch before. There's some Viagra and that got you thinking. I'll tell you what, I tried to take a Viagra the other day, but it got caught in my throat, and I was up all night with a stiff neck, man. Yeah, the new ships are awesome. On this character, I just traded this ship for, because I put one of my guys on the squadron, one of my Sentinel ships. So I'm trying to get all Sentinel ships for this guy. So we're about to trade this one out for whatever this thing is. These new ships are pretty cool. Now when you go to the anomaly, that's all you see. No? Oh. You're in a Switch though, right? Do you guys have this update on the Switch? Oh, this one's nice. So we did something fun tonight. We got We have a couple planets that are real close to each other to where they overlap their gravitational fields, and we build a chair on top of one of those things where underwater where that shoots out the heated blast, the cytophosphate, and it will actually launch you from one planet to the other in a sitting position. It's kind of funny. See if we can get it to run on a toaster. I think they got doomed to run on a toaster. They got doomed to run on damn near anything. Yeah, yeah. Well, this one's funny because it launches you. You go from one planet, exit the atmosphere, enter the other atmosphere, flip over, and then you're in the other planet. It's kind of funny. This one's sweet looking. .22. Does that include the Sentinel update? Oh, okay. We were wondering about shooting to the space station. I'll have to try that, man. That would be badass if you could shoot you right to the space station. So what do? Just angle the chair a little bit off or something like that? Yeah, still no announcement on it. Wait, May 18th is an update for real? Oh, I didn't know they announced a date for it. I'll have to look into that. Here we go, I got my couch. Damn it. Didn't get on it in time. I'll have to set that up and do it on a different planet, because this planet is only going to send you from one atmosphere to the other. Yeah, can't wait for you Switch players to get like full access to the multiplayer and everything. You still don't have the settlement update yet, do you? Which, I'll be honest with you, isn't that big of a deal. Here we go, baby. It's like the old... You got the trace of metal. That's the one that gives you the Sentinel guy, right? If I remember right. Yeah, the exosuit, yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. The settlement itself is kind of overrated, I think. I don't know. It's fun at first, and then after about 4 days, you're like, yeah, this thing sucks. And there we go. Drop through the world. So what's going on the 18th? Let me look this up and see what's happening. Okay. So what makes you say the 18th? Is that what's the significance of that day? Oh, is that when it's coming out on the Mac? Is that what's happening? That might be when it's coming out on the Mac. So they usually do an update when it comes out on a new platform, if I remember right. Come here, my friend. I don't want you to scout ahead. I want you to come here. Damn it, it won't let me get him. Leaks and rumors, yeah. All right, man. Well, I'll keep my eye on your channel. You always put out good stuff, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, hopefully we get something good. Including those new wonderful space stations. Hope they revamp the inside too, though, because that's kind of a little generic for that new look that they're getting. To see that from the outside and then to go in and get the same old space station would be a little on the lame side. So I wonder if our creature can fly from one atmosphere to the other. That's some science we never did. Probably not. It's funny how they say you start to look like your pet after a while, right? I think I'm starting to look like my pet. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's a crazy ride. I think it was Mercenary gave me the egg for this monstrosity. He's always fun to pull out at the Anomaly. He's a lot smaller there, but he's still pretty imposing. All right, there's the Pilgrim. The ultimate Evil Knievel bike. So I don't know if you can catch the ones that fly around. I've tried 100 times and I've never been successful. It doesn't mean you can't do it, but it does mean that it's challenging if you can. You know, I've tried throwing the food on the ground to see if I can get them to come down lower. I built a tower up there with some landing pads and all so I could get closer to them and rocket pack up a little bit, try to offer them food. Never was successful, so I don't think so. I think this one was gotten because they used a save editor on the PC and created the creature and then just gave out eggs, you know? All right, we made it. Somehow we made it.
Technology installed.
Here we go. Yeah, I like this ship. I have to come up with a good name for it. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. We wouldn't be jumping from one to the other like we're doing in this game, that's for sure. You ever see that movie by Lars von Trier, Melancholia? He's I forget where he's from. He's either German or Austrian, something like that. Really interesting director. He those movies that are off the beaten path a little bit, you know. I like his stuff a lot, but Kirsten Dunst is in it, and it's a movie about this planet suddenly shows up in our system, and it's about to collide with Earth. So it's kind of crazy, right? Um, and Kirsten Dunst is getting married, and she's got a sister, and it just shows how everybody deals with this situation and what's going to happen and all that. It's a really wild concept and a really interesting movie. It doesn't make sense as far as the planet suddenly appearing and all that, but it was more of a study on humanity and like Dunst's character deals with depression, so she was remarkably well equipped to deal with this crazy situation as opposed to her far more put together and normal quote unquote sister, you know, who fell apart from it. It's really well done. And he's done some other interesting movies. The House that Jack built, that starred Matt Dillon as a serial killer slash engineer that was trying to design his perfect house, and it's just a weird, weird movie there. There's Nymphomaniac Part 1 and 2, which were disturbing beyond belief. I only watched them once. I don't know if I could ever sit through them again, to be honest with you. I felt like I was watching stuff I could get in trouble for. Yeah, yeah. Melancholy is probably his most accessible film for most people. You got to really be able to handle some crazy stuff for his other things. Antichrist with William Dafoe was just, oof. That was brutal. God. Yeah, self mutilation and all kinds of weird crap going on in that one. so I thought we can get 6 rows of technology on ships, couldn't we? Looks like only 5 on the Sentinel. Yeah, I think between now and next week, I'm going to soup this thing up, and we'll see what it looks like fully loaded and ready to go. I'll do a video on it because next week our live stream will be the hardcore one, which will be fun. There we go. I was only an A class, not an S. Think she's a terrible actor? Well, I'm not her agent, so I'm not offended. She did well in that movie, though. I think a lot of the stuff she does, yeah, she's not very good, but that movie was well done. I think she's a huge sufferer of depression, which is interesting because, like, Von Trier did a trilogy, quote unquote, of movies about depression. One of them was Antichrist, one of them was Melancholia, and I think the other one was, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Nymphomaniac ones. Spider-Man, yeah, she was nothing special in there, but she was good in this one. Did a good job, and you got to see her naked, so you know there's that. So that improved her acting a little bit. You'll watch it and be like next week, you know what? Yeah, she was a pretty good actress in that one. All right, what do we got on this puppy here? Pro nudity. Phase beam can go. Luminescent engine. What's cool is your regular upgrades work with these. I did a little experiment on that, so that's kind of nice. So, like, this is your launch guy, right? Your efficient thrusters. And the one that automatically auto charges, they both work with it. It's the warp one. Yeah. Well, just warn the neighbors ahead of time. I still have not done one of these ships in VR yet. I got to do one of these ships in VR for the hell of it. Bet you that windshield on the inside looks pretty cool. I thought there's a third one for that. That's the shield. Guarantee your neighbors won't even glance in the general direction of your house anymore. Yeah, that'll keep them away. I would give my neighbor a wide berth if that happened to me and want somebody like, yeah, okay, I'll see you, bud. This is a part of... Put all the parts in here and then we'll work it out later. Oh, this is that drift unit, okay. So that is now part of our regular thing, huh? Whale hunting in VR. Man, there's a couple games I'd love to do in VR. This one's kind of fun in VR. You know, I've done a little bit of this in VR. But yeah, an underwater game like Subnautica, that would be sick in VR. That'd be completely terrifying, actually. Alright, we need to start finding some... Oh, there's one. It's time to make something of ourselves, gentlemen. Hey, bud, how you doing? Well, if they're looking over your fence, then that's their problem, not yours, man. The fence is there for a reason. The fence is absolutely there for a reason. Yeah, I'm kind of a keep to myself type person too. Probably couldn't tell that with me wanting to move to the mountains and all that and get away from everyone. Here we go. Yeah, those solar ships, man, I don't know. Not a big fan. Right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like 40, 50 acres of land. I'll plant something on it or raise something on it a little bit, be able to call it agricultural for the tax benefits. I even got my girlfriend turned on to moving up there. She's excited about it. She's like, I never really thought of it, but that sounds great. Now she's like looking up stuff and creating Pinterest boards. The challenging part will be getting some good internet out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's the plan, man. That's the plan. Get this thing going, get the website launched, and get some products lined up and stuff that I want to work with, and create a platform for other people to grow. And yeah, that's what I'm looking to do, man. Share the love, share the energy. What do you want? You gonna fight me? I don't have my good gun on me. Yeah, I got my good gun. Yeah, Starlink's supposed. Yeah, I've got friends that have Starlink, and it's okay. But I prefer something hardwired. Even if I'd have to pay like to get the line run out there, I know that can cost tens of thousands of dollars, depending on how far it's got to go and all that. I don't know. I'd have to see. These damn sentinels. I don't think I've got a cloaking device on here, do I? We're about to put one on. There you go. Go away. Yeah, or maybe they can run it underground. I don't know. That's the thing. I was talking and I was like, well, maybe I could live close enough in town that I could record and do all the groundwork at the house, do all my recording and editing and all that, and then go into town once a week, rent out a business, like a little office or whatever, and do all the uploading there, get it set to automatically upload and all that. I'll have it pre-rendered and everything, so it just needs to queue up and upload, and then do live streaming from there once or twice a week, That's the other option if it's too expensive to do it the other way. But Starlink might be, acceptable to do some stuff. But uploading videos, boy, uses a lot of bandwidth, uses a lot of it takes a lot of time. Half-hour video. I mean, I've got fast internet now, so it's a lot better than it was. But before, oh my God, it was awful. But I upgraded it. So now I can upload a half-hour video. It'll render in about a half hour and upload in about 20 minutes or so, which is not bad at all. All right. I don't want to work on that planet. Let's work on this one. What do we got here? There we go. No sentinels to mess with me. Got 1 gig there? Yeah. Yeah, my current setup, my download speed is, what, 1200, I think? And my upload's like 35 usually, roughly, which is good. Used to be tediously slow, but it's gotten better. And I ended up paying the $11 a month for like unlimited terabytes. I used to have, I think, 4 terabytes of uploads per month, and I would almost use that, so it was getting like kind of close. And I was like, you know what? Instead of running over and getting whacked with like a $50 or $100 surcharge, I'll just pay the extra and be done with it. That way I don't have to worry. No. 35 megabytes per second, not 3,500. That'd be sick. Yeah, my download speeds are roughly about 1,200 megabytes per second, and it uploads in the 30s. Usually, every now and then it'll hit a little traffic and be a little bit slower, but I try to do most of my uploading at night. I'll come home and I'll, do my live stream or record my footage, do a bunch of recording in one night, and start rendering it all and get it all rendered, and then I'll queue it all up to upload the next day. And, by the time I go to bed, it'll be uploading through the night, and then the next night I can go through and put all the tags in and schedule everything and put the descriptions in and all that fun stuff. So yeah, 930 is good, man. There's nothing wrong with 930. I was at 400 when I first started this channel, and I was like, yeah, this is not working. 400 was not enough. It was taking forever. It'd take 2 to 3 hours to upload a short video. And it's always a little variation based off of like how much is being used in the area. There's always a little fluctuation, but for the most part, they're pretty solid. I'm happy with them. I use Xfinity, and I have no problems with them. It was a little touch and go in the beginning. I was having problems, and they're like, well, the time you're using the internet is the time everyone's using the internet. I'm like, yeah, but I'm paying for this. I want to, if I'm paying to use it at this time of day, it should work at this time of day. I tried a couple things, and they finally sent a tech out to the area, and he found there was an issue in the area that was slowing things down, so he got that fixed, and everything went to normal. You know, they were offering, well, we'll give you a discount this month. I go, I don't want a discount. I just, I don't mind paying the full amount. This is what I pay for, and that's what I want. Don't give me a discount and give me crappy service. But it all worked out in the end, which was good. Alliant, huh? So, Bell Alliant, so is that a cable? Or is that DSL? Fiber optic, okay. Yeah, fiber optic's supposed to be pretty good. What do we got here? Yeah, I remember the old Ma Bell, Southern Bell, when it was the big phone conglomerate, and they ended up breaking it all up. It just turned into another big conglomerate, I think AT&T for a while. Or did I miss it? Oh, I think I screwed that up. Oh, it went on to here. Okay. I have that in Florida since we have it there. Right? Well, you never know, man. It's a lot of this stuff's regional, too. Like, we probably have the equivalent here. It's just called something else. All right. Well, I think that's some be it for tonight, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this stream. Thanks for joining me, everyone. It was good to have you as always, guys. Appreciate the input on the videos every day and all that. Love it. Let me know if you guys have any ideas for some new stuff. And I'll probably be reaching out in that one thread again in Discord for some ideas for some new videos to do, like that grizzled veteran one, which I think was pretty cool. Getting a bunch. Hey, Andre, good to see you again, man. Thanks. Always a good time. Hey, Titus, are you in that video idea one, I think? Yeah, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, all that good stuff. You know how it goes. I got to get that kind of thing down real quick. Some of those guys are so smooth with it. Well, I'm going to verify everybody's in that on Discord, and I'll let you guys know when I'm looking for some ideas for the next video. We'll do some more fun stuff like that. That was cool, and I think it helped out a lot of people. See you next time, guys. Peace.